Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I'm very excited for today's show. We're interviewing one of my friends. In this edition, we are talking with Karen Miller about her recent diagnosis of ALS. ALS is diagnosed roughly 2 in 100,000 people, and that's about 33,000 Americans and 25 more percent. It's supposed to go up 25 more percent by 2040. So ALS, as Karen will tell you, doesn't discriminate. Every race, every age, every background. 90% of the cases are completely random, between 55 and 75 years old, and doctors have no idea what causes it. How fun for Karen.
It's really fun.
So let's get into it, everyone. This is Karen Miller. Thank you for being here today, Karen.
I'm so glad to be here today.
I'm happy that you agreed to do this. So I just want to start by saying the floor is yours. So whatever you do want to answer or don't want to answer, I'm just happy that you're here to talk to us about what you're going through.
I will tell you that ALS also impacts young people.
It does.
I
Okay.
see, I'm cared by the National Jewish ALS Clinic, and my doctor told me she diagnosed a 16-year-old.
16. That's way too
16.
young. So let's start at the beginning. You, Karen Miller, you've had a healthy life for the most part.
No other underlying medical condition, really nothing.
Nothing. Like you were just
Nothing.
moving right along. You You got married young. You've been married to the same man since you were in your early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy in and of itself. Hello, Jeff. And you have 2 kids.
Yes.
And their names are
Julia and Austin.
Julia and Austin.
I have 2 grandchildren,
Wow. Okay.
Rowan and Cooper.
That's awesome.
And I have my son is about to get engaged.
Does she know that, or did you just put that out there?
She knows it.
Okay, good.
She knows it.
Oh, that's awesome. So congratulations. So your family is just growing, and it's
It
everything that a mom could want. You've had a
Absolutely.
long love. You have these beautiful children. You got grandchildren. All of it is happening, and you were looking forward to retirement.
I was
Yes.
in only a couple years, and I felt this disease makes you feel robbed of your future life. And what I've learned is that's not always the case, because every ALS journey is different. It truly is different. Eric Dane made the press. He was alive for about a year. Mm-hmm. Men that get diagnosed with it fall faster than women.
Interesting.
My disease came from a gene that I carry. It's
Interesting.
called gene C9,
Okay.
and it's related to R79.
Okay.
And so I didn't get the random
It wasn't.
ALS.
Yeah,
it wasn't random. I found out that it was caused by my gene.
Okay.
And they are finding research tools right and left for the genes.
That's good to know, because first of all, even myself researching for this, they tried to make it sound like there was no gene or genetic, component. So the fact that they have found one, or that there is one, then they can start researching it to figure out what it is, how it attacks, all of it, right?
Right.
So you're a special case then.
I am a special case. Only 5% of the cases are related to a gene.
Wow.
And the good news is there's another gene called SORD1.
Uh-huh.
I don't have that gene, but there's medication that is curing people that have that gene.
That is incredible.
Incredible.
You were telling me that prior to this, that they've already, if you have that gene, they're able to help you live a lot longer and not have all the effects that can come with ALS. Like, that's hope for you. That's awesome.
Me.
So
it is hope for me.
Yes.
I got diagnosed in October.
Mm-hmm.
I found out right before Thanksgiving I had the gene, and my doctor was excited for me. She goes, there's good and bad with this. The good news is you have the gene, and therapies are coming along every day for you. The bad news is your kids could get it.
Oh.
And I said, well, my kids are smart enough. I've always told them to advocate for themselves.
Yeah.
And they know what I'm going through. If something like that happens, they will do it.
Yes. Yes. So have they thought about getting tested for the gene?
They're not going to get tested. They're so young. And unfortunately, if they find out they have it, the way the healthcare system is, that can impede their healthcare.
Really?
Insurance.
Really? Because of
Eligibility.
things that are currently
Life
happening
insurance.
politically and everything
Yes. Mm-hmm.
with it's
Yes.
affecting people with ALS.
Right.
It would affect them. See, I don't think people realize that, how decisions made in the White House truly affect people trying to survive with certain.
So I want to talk about that for
Okay.
a little bit. I am in a clinical trial at the National Institute of Health in D.C.
Then the acronym, it's
NIH.
NIH.
This is one of the programs that the government
Is
wants
cutting.
to cut. This is, I feel, the biggest opportunity for people with diseases in this country to find research that cures things. I was sitting there after my lumbar puncture and asked the nurse, I said, have you seen cures happen here? She goes, oh, Karen, we have cured so many things here.
Wow.
And I said, she goes, let's hope that this medicine you're getting is going to be a cure.
Right. It's almost like we haven't heard of it because they cured it.
Right.
like that. There's so much that we don't know that they're doing, and you can't cut the funding for research because it's not just ALS. Parkinson's is related,
Parkinson's,
neurological.
cancer.
It's cancer.
I was
everything
in the
at the
oncology
NIH.
unit getting a lumbar puncture.
What is a lumbar puncture?
So they, part of the study that I'm in, I have agreed to give them spinal fluid. And it was an hour procedure, and they put a needle on my back and took spinal fluid. I told my kids that I am going to fight this tooth and nail, and I will use my life, whatever I have left, to further ALS research. And so I am part of the NIH research, and I have an incredible team there. And the bigger part of my campaign is I'm in a study called Project ALS. Mm-hmm. And what that does is my blood work, my spinal fluid, it goes all over the world to have doctors look at it.
That's awesome.
And honestly, a little selfish on my part, I was like, they're like, do you care who sees this? I go, what do I care?
Right.
I want a cure for me,
Right.
for other people, for my family.
Yeah. Right. You're going out fighting is what I'm hearing.
I am fighting.
You're fighting. So thank you again so much for fighting. Thanks for fighting because we're fighting with you. So let's go back to the beginning. Let's pull it back. So were there signs, symptoms that something was going wrong that you needed to, like the other people watching right now would go, oh.
I was a hiker. I was a skier.
You were so healthy.
So healthy.
You traveled with your kids.
Traveled
yes.
with my kids. I was working out in Parker at the gym, and I noticed when I was walking, my gait was off.
What you mean, like just your walk would be
My
off?
walk was off. It was like really strange.
And you were just like, oh, just
I was
weird working
I was
out when
like,
you're old.
It's my hip.
right.
I have a pinched nerve,
Yeah,
something like
we
that.
all find an excuse, Karen. Yeah.
So I go on a trip for my 60th birthday to Ireland, and my son, of all people, says to me, what's wrong with your walking? There's something really wrong. And I said, I'm just getting old. He goes, no, Mom, something's wrong. And when I got home, I started falling. Like falls, I'm not talking like tripped over yourself, like my leg gave out and I fell. I fell in my backyard, over concrete, into the garden.
And it would be that your leg would just give out, or
It
you would
would
miss a
just-
step. You would
I-
just knee. I mean,
It starts as foot drop, and so you're not lifting your foot, and you trip over things.
okay. So it's all of a sudden like, well, how did that carpet get here? Right. Okay. And then all of a sudden, so you're not realizing your foot isn't lifting
Right.
far enough off when you're walking, and that's why you tripped.
So I started I went to an orthopedic doctor to have them look at my ankle.
Right.
He goes, oh, you've got a drop foot and you have a weak ankle. I can fix that.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Sure.
Then the falls got worse. I had some, what I thought was trigger finger in my left hand. I went to an orthopedic doctor for that. And she goes, your hand is fine. You have a little arthritis.
Okay.
But I was losing.
Trigger finger. Is this because you work for a country station?
My
You trigger
fingers
finger?
would like curl and then I have to pull them out.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I would think that was arthritis.
Right.
Okay.
And then I noticed that opening Ziploc bags were harder and
Little detail things.
little detail things.
Okay.
So I went to my primary care and I go, you've got to figure this out. Something's really wrong. I don't know what it is. And she said, let's run the gamut. Had MRIs of every single part of my body.
Right.
They ruled out any brain cancer, no nerve damage. I went to a neurologist here in Lone Tree. He did, it's a horrible test. It's called an EMG, where they take electrodes and put them on your leg to stimulate muscle activity.
Okay.
And I guess they did poorly on that, so they suspected it. 2 weeks later, I'm at National Jewish Health with Jeff.
Your husband.
Well, I went there first to meet Dr. Tabby, who's amazing, by the way, at National Jewish Health.
Dr. Tabby's a neurologist?
She's a neurologist.
Okay.
She's one of the lead neurologists in the city.
And you don't know what's happening at this point. Nobody has told you what they're suspecting, anything. You're just
No.
doing more tests.
And
Cancer's been ruled out. This has been ruled out, and now you're
and
going
I'm
to
pleading with this woman. I'm like,
Dr. Tabby. I can't be like this,
please.
right?
She takes all my family history, knocking, doing the what do they call it when they hit?
Oh
your
yeah,
knee?
to see your nerve reaction,
nerve
right?
reaction.
Right. Kick me.
And she said, "There's three things it could be. She could be." She gave me a list of three things, and I said the third is ALS, right? And
Did you? Yeah, go ahead.
And she goes, yes. She goes, but I don't know what you have. But I promise you, when you come back with your husband, we will have an answer for you that day. It was October 10th. I went to National Jewish. I got there about 4 o'clock. I knew something was really wrong. And I didn't want it to be a ALS. They did another EMG test, and it was confirmed. And what she spent 3 hours with my husband and I, and she said to me, the good news is you have non-aggressive ALS. And she said, you have many, many years to live. And she goes, you need to hear me. You have many, many years to live. And my husband looked at me, and I looked at him, and I said, I have to be with my kids.
The most important thing in your life, right? The first thing that came to your head was, I'm done with any bullshit. It's time for me to be with my family, right?
And he looked at me, and we kept that between us for a while because this diagnosis puts your life in a tailspin, an utter tailspin. Doctor's appointments, learning. It affects your lungs. Thank God I have a pulmonary specialist. His name is Dr. Schwartz. He wears a cute little bow tie. He has
That's
rosy
awesome.
cheeks. He's amazing. And he said my lungs are fine, clearer than most people. Thank God I've never smoked.
Yeah, right. Your body needs everything working that can.
Yeah.
Yes, and so that is great.
So I'm on what they call a BiPAP machine. It's a glorified CPAP machine that I wear every night. The goal is to keep my lungs as healthy as I can for as long as I can.
Is that a situation that affects people that have ALS on the decline,
Yes.
their lungs?
Yeah, as your diaphragm loses elasticity, because it's not your lungs that are
It's
injured.
your body more or less
It's the
squishing.
diaphragm gets weak and you can't breathe properly.
It's not
Right.
doing the expanding, the muscles aren't going.
Right.
So ALS is a neurological disease that affects your brain
Yes.
and more or less starts shutting off switches that
In your brain.
move muscles that your brain is controlling.
Right.
So that's why everyone could be different. It could be some people it affects their swallowing because it affects this muscle in your esophagus. You don't know.
There are some people that are eating but can't talk.
Wild.
There are some people that can walk and are on a feeding tube. It's just crazy. It will cause complete paralysis towards the end. And I'm told that it's very painful at the end. But I don't have any pain right now.
Right.
And I'm well managed and I have the best doctors in the world caring for me.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I do.
We're speaking today with Karen Miller. She is recently diagnosed with ALS about now I want to say then that would be a year. How long ago?
Oh, well,
it hasn't
my
been a year
symptoms
yet.
started in March of last year.
So you've been dealing with the symptoms for a little over a year. Diagnosis sooner than that, only about less than 6 months.
Yeah.
How, when you first get that diagnosis, are you angry for a while?
Well, you're still, in my case, I was still really healthy. And I was like,
Yeah, that's got to be strange.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was cooking and
Still, you went to the gym, you had said. I mean, you're
Yeah.
still right.
I kept going to the gym. I started walking the pool. And because my
Yes,
balance was
in the
off.
water. If you fall in the water, you're good.
Right.
Right.
And I tried to take my mind off of it. I tried to stay away from looking at ALS sites because I knew it was bad. I didn't need to have it thrown in my face every day.
Because it's part of what they say, the energy you bring into your life. And you already have the diagnosis. You don't need more of the words saying terminal or painful or any of that.
Right,
You don't need that.
right.
So you really started worrying about what you were going to be putting around you, it sounds like, your environment.
I really did. I really did. And things started happening slowly. I started to feel like my left hand wasn't working that well at all. I can still eat and cut food with a regular knife, but it has to be a sharp knife. Mm-hmm. You know, if you go to the airport and they hand you a plastic knife, that's not working
happening
anymore. And I haven't been cooking as much.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yes,
And you know
you-
I'm a baker.
Oh, Karen Miller is a baker. You are a baker. You are so much to so many people. I mean, you were a great mother. You're a great wife. You're a great coworker. You're a great friend. You know, like you're the best when we're putting the floats together for the parades. You know, like when we have events, you are the one that is there early and staying late. You're putting up banners. I mean, you are just
A doer.
You are a doer. And even with your children and your husband, that's who you are.
Yeah, I've advocated. I didn't come from a very wealthy family, and there was a lot of mental illness on my mom's side of the family. The doctors think that is how I got ALS, that they're learning more and more about the gene that I have.
Wow.
And the strands of the gene and the RNA and the DNA. And he said, it's very early, but I suspect that this is where you got it from.
Interesting.
Yes.
Because it's something with the mental.
It is. It's your brain.
It's your brain.
It's your brain.
I know.
The cells in your brain.
It's
a
cells
motor neuron disease, just like Parkinson's, muscular dystrophy, Alzheimer's. All of it are closely related.
They are. And another reason why we can't shut the funding down for the NIZ or NIH. Okay, so let's talk about, we have photos and stuff, and I want to talk about your life for a minute. So let's talk about your family, your kids. So what's one of your favorite memories, your vacations? What do you look back on?
Traveling with our kids. We have made every attempt to help them understand that their world is bigger than the place that they live.
Yep.
And from a very early age, and when my daughter was born, she had been on a flight like 30 times.
Wow.
By the time she was 2. And then when I turned 40, we took a trip to Greece. Julia was 9, AJ was 3, and I got the opportunity to visit my homeland where my grandfather was born and go to Parisa, Greece, and stay overnight in the house he was born in.
That's incredible. What is your maiden name again?
Kamatis.
Yeah, that's a Greek name.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We had a camper we got, because very early on, shortly after, well, the story goes, after 9/11, my son was born the year 9/11 happened. My husband and I were trying to figure out what were we going to do to protect our children.
Yeah.
And we made the decision to sell our big house, move to a small house. Jeff became a teacher, left corporate America, became a teacher, and we bought a camper. Crazy. But we camped.
The chapters of our lives.
We camped all over America in that camper. And we did it with some very good friends of ours.
That's awesome.
And the kids are now going to take care of me. It's crazy. They all learned how to cook. They're fabulous bakers. We had times in their life where I had to be an advocate for them.
Right.
They saw me advocate for them, and I know that they'll advocate for me.
Absolutely.
And their children.
That's one of the things, when I'm thinking about what am I going to ask Karen, like what kind of thoughts you might have in the dark at night and stuff. And a lot of it is about your family. And, when you came to this world, you had your life, and then you get with Jeff, and you guys, the next goal is obviously the future, which would be your children, your grandchildren, what you teach them, what you leave them with. What kind of things are you hoping your kids carry on?
So from a very early age, I taught my children to give to others. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have people in my life that believed in me at a very young age. My dad died at 52. He had cancer when I was a senior in college. We weren't rich, but I had people in my life that got me through school. And before my dad died, he said, you have to break the circle of poverty in our family. Wow. I did that.
You did that.
But I always tried to teach your kids, no matter what you have in your life, you can always give to someone else. Mm-hmm. We had a huge homeless ministry at our church, and I went with the kids, and we made beds, and we served food, and we talked to homeless people. I mean, there are lots of lonely people in this world.
So many.
they get ignored. And making soup for Habitat for Humanity with the Girl Scout troop I led, and it becoming the church recipe for Habitat.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I believe it. Again, you are such a good baker
And
a good cook. Like, yeah.
The lady that gave me the recipe said, "I'm giving you this recipe. Do good with it." And we did good with it.
You did really good with it. So your whole life you've been doing good. When I met you here working here at the building, you do good. You are part of the people that go around and make everyone feel good here. You know, like you always are trying to bring sunshine. And
I
that's
try.
yeah, you do.
And probably the best thing I loved about working here is all the community things we do.
Yes.
Broadcasters don't do that anymore to the degree that we do it here.
No, you did. What were some of your favorite moments working with KYGO, working with Cozy 101?
Oh my gosh. 10K for the troops.
You are such an important part of the 10K for the troops. You'd be in that room just doing the cards, yes, you care so much, Karen.
When we first did Fill the Truck, that was an idea that came to life. I worked with AEs here in Walmart, and we made that dream come alive.
And now that just won an award
I know.
at the Colorado Broadcast Association.
Cozy,
Your
we
idea,
did
filling the truck.
It wasn't my idea.
Well, you were there,
but
when
I made it
you
happen.
make it happen. Yeah, you have made so much happen, from concerts to huge promotions
promotions, ideas.
Yes.
I love ideas. I hope my friend that I have friends in the business that I work with, and they say, you can be in our think tanks.
Yes.
To keep my brain active.
Okay. So yes. So Karen, we've just named so many different things that you are and who you are, but what do you want to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as someone that cared for the underdog. I was an underdog. I was bullied in school. Nobody thought I could go to college because my parents didn't have enough money. And I always try to see the best in people. There's always a story with people. Usually, if you see outward chaos, it's because something's going on in their life.
Absolutely.
That they have no control over. And if you just stop for a second and ask them, tell me what's going on, or how was your day, you could get so much out of that.
You spoke about how your dad said to break the cycle of poverty, and that you did that, and you managed to give back, which is pretty great. And so then your kids will work on, whatever cycle, that they continue. But what is one of your biggest joys that you've had, that you've experienced so far? Because we're not done.
My biggest joy is my children. That they got to live in a home that was stress-free. From a very early age, I dealt with a bipolar mom and a dad that was sick, and I had a very, very stressful childhood. And I tell my husband that I am forever grateful that we created as close to an idyllic childhood as we could ever create for our children.
That is something to be so proud of, because that is day in and day out an environment that you worked hard to keep safe. And there's nothing that makes a person grow more than knowing that they got to grow up in a safe house. So,
well, and my kids will tell you
other
sides of it.
The kids will always complain. Trust me, they'll always have the stories.
Mom at points.
I mean, mommy is what I get called, Karen. So,
the thing is, I learned very early on. It's important to have a village of other mothers and parents that you trust.
Yes,
to help parent, and those are the people that I'm going back to in Georgia.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about your next steps. So you're on a trial, which is exciting.
Yes.
Yes, very exciting.
I'm on
Of course it would be you. Of course. This is just, I mean, you are the strongest woman I know.
And I fought for it.
And right.
I
And
mean,
you did. You said, let me in.
I said to Dr. Kathie, tell me which trials I qualify for. She gave me 2. One had closed. The other one was at the NIH. And I just kept calling and calling and calling. I got to know the people
What
there
did you
really
say? Hey,
well.
it's Karen with the COD here. What is the SPS7?
They kept saying to me, you're on the list. I promise you're on the list. We're going to call you. And then when they didn't call me, when I thought they were going to call me, I called them back. And I said, you promised me I could get in by early spring. And you have to be able to swallow pills.
Oh, yeah. So you're like, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
And when I got there, they said to me, thank you for doing this. Because they don't normally get people that want to do studies.
That's crazy.
But he told me there were 60 people that reached out for the study.
Okay, so you've been taking the pills now less than a week.
It's an old drug that treats alcoholics and drug addicts.
Interesting.
Crazy.
Okay.
So when I met with the doctor at the NIH, his name is Justin Kwan, and there was a gene specialist from Italy there. They ran, the simplest terms is they ran my gene and all the familial symptoms through AI.
Okay.
And the medications to treat those things. And this popped up.
So don't use ChatGPT for yourself, but the doctors might use it to come up with another pill for you.
Yeah.
Okay, and how are you feeling on it?
I am feeling like things are starting to perk up in my body is the best way to explain it.
Because the purpose of it is to kind of re-spark anything that your brain might be starting to shut down, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're just noticing like a little bit more alertness in your walking or something?
Alertness in my walking. Yesterday I walked more steps than I've walked in weeks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe something's there.
Maybe.
So we're going to keep following it. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. And of course you would be part of a trial, of course, because you are an advocate. And wherever you go, you're sticking up for the underdog. And guess who's the underdog right now? ALS.
Is me.
Is you.
And I think what I want people to know the most, it's okay to talk to me. I have so many friends that know about it, but nobody calls. I'm like, I'm still Karen Miller. I'm still here. I'm still alive.
I'm still alive. Right. Everyone's trying to tell me to stay alive, so call me.
Call me.
Right.
Talk to me.
Right. That's so important.
I have a mentor from very early on in my career who has been relentless with cards and phone calls. We've cried together.
It means a lot.
It means a lot. It means a lot.
It means a lot. So
don't be afraid.
Right. Well, maybe that's what it is. So maybe, they don't know how to talk to you. So you're just saying, start talking. Right? I mean, start talking. So my last questions before I want to wrap it up by first saying I'm so grateful that you do have such a good support system. Because to get through anything, you can't do it alone. So I'm glad that the teachers, that the doctors, whoever wants to experiment on you is going for it.
And the family, the larger
and your family. So let's talk about them.
I have a fairly small family.
Yep.
All that's left on my side of the family is my sister, and she lives in Atlanta, and my family. But my husband is from this big, beautiful, wonderful family in Ohio. And I have nieces and nephews that I have helped raise.
That's awesome.
They are all come to my side.
That's
How
awesome.
can I help?
That's
I have
awesome.
a niece that lives in San Francisco. She's going to drive me across the country.
It's awesome. So you're relocating to be closer to all this family. Okay, that's great. And new doctors and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the doctor at the NIH clinic, they're not supposed to be clinicians. They're just supposed to be researchers. But he said to me that I reminded him of his friend Rosie, And he goes, I'm throwing that out the window. He goes, I know your doctors you're going to have in Atlanta that you haven't met yet, and we will talk.
Good. Okay. So, Karen, thank you for giving me your time today. Thank you for talking to me so long today. I have 3 questions left. The first one is, are you scared?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I am scared because this disease doesn't discriminate. It can hit you at any time. Something could happen. I mean, right now my right leg is healthy, but I'm an overthinker by nature, and I keep thinking about what's the next thing that's going to hit me? How am I going to cope with that? Where am I going to get the tools that I need? This disease is very expensive.
I didn't even think about that.
All the things you need.
Yeah.
Thank God I have enough money to get myself a handicap home, but they don't pay for caregivers
Right.
for you.
Right.
So that becomes my family. I don't want to be a hindrance to them. And they're all like, shut up.
Right.
It'll be fine.
You do need to shut up there.
But
I know.
I am scared.
But you're a proud woman who has taken care of herself her whole life. So it's
and
it's
I don't like asking.
You don't
for
like
help,
asking, right?
But I may need help. I don't want my husband, if I'm gone, to be destitute and go through all of our financial resources.
Right.
So my daughter might eventually say, can we get a GoFundMe going to help for care for my mom?
Right.
Thank God I work for Bonneville. They're taking great care of me.
Yeah. No, we're blessed to work for a good company in this day and age, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next 2 questions, they're kind of the same. What do you want to say to your kids, and what do you want to say to your husband? Forgive me for asking. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
They know that I love them. I love them so, so much. And I kept saying, I'm sorry to the kids.
That's not what you're supposed to say. That's what they told you, right?
No.
I said, Mom, it's not your fault.
No. My husband is my soulmate. He's the one and only. He had said to me, those vows, he goes, till death do us part. And we're navigating through it. It's hard because he's mad. I'm mad.
He's mad at the world, right? He's mad that this is happening to his
I'm mad
love.
at the world.
Absolutely. I'm mad at the world for you as well. Yeah.
I have huge faith. I've brought my kids up in a Christian home. They have a lot of faith, and they know that I love them more than life. I mean, I really do. I just do. And I do anything for them and my grandchildren and my husband. And
well, you know, Karen, in this life, we hope when we're kids, when we're teenagers, you think about your life. And whatever you're facing as a kid, you're already like, sometimes you do dream like, God, if I could have that partner that would be with me for 40 years, if I could travel, if I could have great, healthy kids, if I could get grandkids, you know, like those are the dreams that I say right now, me.
Right.
And you're on the other side getting to say it. And life is still so much more than that.
It is.
You
It
know?
is. It's about, one of my friends said to me, and this resonates with me, she goes, you have to give yourself grace. And daily give yourself grace. Grace when you drop something because your hands aren't strong.
Right.
To not get mad, but understand that it's time to give yourself grace. You've given so many people grace. Now it's your time.
Yep. So where are we hoping to be a year from now, Karen?
Hoping this drug works
Yep.
and I'm even healthier than I am now.
Exactly.
And I want to live to see a cure for all of ALS. And if you use ChatGPT or anything, they say within the next 4 years, there should be a cure for my gene.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's go for it, Karen. Let's go for it. I'll
So-
shoot you as much good energy as I have.
I'm a goal setter.
You are a
and-
goal setter. Let's go for it.
And that is my goal.
Let's go for it.
And my goal is to be an advocate and help others.
And when you're ready for that GoFundMe to help you get a cooler walker as you're getting the medicine, whatever you need, like we're so happy to have you and be a part of your life.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
This
Karen.
place has been special.
We love you to death because you love
coworker-
us. What you give is what you
The
get.
coworkers here have been so gracious and helpful and understanding and caring.
I know I said I was done with questions, but I have one more. Is there a meaning of life?
There is. There is. My meaning of life is I know that God has my back. And I lean on my faith. I pray daily. I have thousands of people praying for me, and I feel that. And I know that when I go, I will have left this world a better place.
That's the meaning of life. To leave it a better place. Thank you, Karen, so much.
Kathie J.